I would describe our culture at Lyft as very different from a normal school. All the facilitators are very welcoming. They're always like, you walk in and they're like, oh, here's what we're doing today. You always walk in and they're asking how your weekend was, how like you're doing in football or whatever that like sport you're doing. It's not like a teacher-student relationship. It's more like just a community, and everyone's like curious about what's going on in each other's lives. I think the 7 Habits have a big part of the culture here, because that's one of the big things the facilitators are always talking about. They're always like, hey, what's your goal? What's your school goal, your personal goal? Because they don't just want you to focus on what you want to strive for career-wise. They want you to focus on what you're doing in your life to better your life as a whole. And the 7 Habits have a big part in how that happens. Some of my favorite community events we've done are definitely last year's Trunk or Treat, or downtown Halloween. Lyft opened up their entire building for people to come into. A bunch of us dressed up in character costumes, just trying to help the kids in the community have fun. It was definitely a lot of fun, and I think the whole community as a whole really enjoyed it. We've also done a charity cookout. All the money was raised for St. Jude. That was a really meaningful event, and it was fun too. We opened up the front of Lyft and had a bunch of cars coming through. It was all donations, so whatever you wanted to pay for your burger and chips and stuff, it was all up to you. And we raised quite a bit of money that was able to be donated to St. Jude. My family's response to this experience is definitely, I'm not sure how normal it is, because my mom has always been like, you gotta serve, you gotta serve, you gotta serve. So she's really enjoys this kind of experience because she knows I'm in a good environment, surrounded by good people and good teachers that are really helping me strive to be better. Lyft has definitely helped me develop as a person, because before Lyft, I was very like in my shell. I didn't talk like really. I would go to school, focus on my classes. I'd rarely talk to people outside of like sports. I would just go there, go home, that like my normal routine. When I came to Lyft though, they were very, it was very different. They wanted you to talk to people. When we first started, we weren't in the Lyft building or at Elevate, and we'd get into circles and they'd ask you all these weird, goofy questions, and it really helped break me out of my shell in the beginning. Last year, I'm on the IT floor, and last year I was asked to come sit in on an advisory board meeting because they wanted to have a student there who had that perspective of Lyft. And walking in, I knew one of the few board members that were there because he went to my church, and it was very interesting because like there's a bunch of people there I didn't know, but then he was there and he was kind of talking about me because he helps run production at my church, and I had taught him a lot of stuff, which wasn't something other people expected. So he was talking about me and like how I taught him stuff, and then I was there with the IT class. So it made it look really good that that I had taught someone else and that I was involved in the community, and it was cool seeing that people I know active in the community are also helping here at Lyft. There was the IT teacher, so Mr. Ramsey, he was there, and then there was other various IT advisors from around the community. There was some from banks, some from the hospital. There was one from EIU. He's an IT teacher, so he's been a really big help in developing the courses and stuff at Lyft, and he's the one I knew coming in, the one that went to my church.